Fiat 500. It's had a little bit of damage just there, but otherwise this was still working okay. Now, okay for what it is. At the top is the cable input, so it's like a proprietary connector. Then on the back, not really a lot to it. You can see a little bit of the moisture layer. Little tiny magnet, and feels a bit like paper or card. Not particularly good quality, but it did actually do its job, so it worked, and it did produce an okay sort of sound for what it was. Size, it's about 15 centimeters, about 6 inches across for the speaker itself, and just very slightly beyond that. For the actual fitting. Depth, not a lot. It's probably round about just under 6 centimeters, or probably round about 2.5. In fact, not even that. Probably about 2.25 inches in depth. The actual weight, just wait for that to zero, is about 274 grams, so not a lot. And that's it. Now what we have at this stage is, that's a new head unit, that's an Extron's head unit, that's set up to play some copyright free YouTube music. That tweeter has been replaced by an Alpine tweeter. That tweeter has been replaced by an Alpine tweeter, and that speaker and the door panel, they have both been upgraded. So that is a 3-way speaker in there. It's 3-way because I couldn't actually, well, there's a lot more choice for 2 or 3-way speakers than there is for doing it as a component set, so I decided to go that way. And the door panel has got a lot of sound insulation in it. Now over on that side there is the stock speaker, the original Fiat 500 speaker, and no sound insulations in that door panel yet. And then in the rear, I believe that Fiat puts a 2-way speaker in the rear. They're currently the same stock Fiat speakers, so they're not altered at that point. So at the moment, tweeters are not where I want them to be. That speaker is done, and that door panel is done, and then that's it. Oh, and the head unit's changed, so I've still got 3 speakers to change. That will be the next one, but before I do, I just want to do a little bit of a sound test just to see just so they can hear some of the difference. Bear in mind that it's a bit of a strange mix of speakers at the moment, so you're going to hear some stuff from the new tweeters, some stuff you're not hearing it from a stock Fiat stereo, so there's quite a few things going on. One thing I have noticed is that speaker there, the new one, that one does actually sound louder and brighter and clearer, whereas the original one still sounds okay but a little bit harsh. But let's just have a listen of some music. that is largely the existing Fiat speaker, and then if I change it across, try a different track. Okay, let's try a different track. So that is the left-hand speaker. Right.
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted you've been.
Okay, I don't know how much that comes across. To me, the right speaker, the front right speaker, does sound clearer, brighter, better, and the front left sounds harsher. Obviously, I'm not sure how much compression is going on with YouTube, and of course there's also going to be issues in that you're hearing it through your speakers and through my microphone and so on, so maybe you're not hearing it quite as clearly as I am. Okay, so this is the next stage. What we're going to now do is do that speaker. The one on the floor there, that is the speaker from the driver's side that has been taken out. That's the passenger side that is currently still in. This is the replacement. And in fact, while we're about it, that there, that was the original stereo, which was in there. So that's what you got as standard from Fiat, which is a radio. I think it played DAB, I think it also did MP3s, it didn't do FLAC, didn't do navigation. That is an Extron's head unit, so I changed that one first. I've changed the right hand driver speaker. I've also changed the tweeters. So now it's the turn of this one. And just before I start, I just wanted to do a quick comparison of the two speakers. Okay, so at the moment the left one is the new one, and if I just move the up to where they would both be, you can see it's also deeper, though in the actual door it will actually fix a little shallower. The speaker Rockford Fosgate R165X3. Which is a three-way speaker. The one that came out, apart from being a bit cheap and nasty, that's just a one-way mid-range, or trying to be. And if I get the box to the new one, yeah, it does actually come with grills and speaker cable, though we're not using the grills because I'm trying to keep the door looking like the door. So if you look at the door grill, doesn't actually look particularly impressive, but I'm not sure I can easily remove it and make it look natural, as if it's part of the car, by putting the new grill on. I don't think that's going to work. So much as that's not particularly exciting, I think we're going to have to go with that anyway. So fancy grill's not being fitted. Let's go. So next thing we've got to do, get rid of that. To take the door off, you put your screwdriver, or well, maybe not a screwdriver, something plastic, and actually where the chrome meets the plastic there, you need to pop that out. There's about 3 clips in there, and then that needs to come out as well, and behind there's 2 fixings behind that. You need to get that out, but doing your best to not mark the door. Once you've got that out, to actually move the door card, you just start at the bottom, get in there with a plastic shiv, and then just try to work away from the bottom all the way across and round to the sides, and then finally get your knees underneath the door panel, the plastic, and just push upwards, and then it will pop out. So let's try that. Taking this off. I'll have to do it one-handed. Right, so that is now off. You can see the 3 clips that held it on. Of the 3 clips, only one has got like a metal spring on it, which is the one that will be at the left hand edge. So when you remove it, try not to break these 2, the 2 side ones. Now on here, I was able to just start it by getting in at the side. And then you can now see I've got 1 there, 2 there, those are the same size. And then once those are out, then you start working around the bottom of the door panel. So now we're at the next stage. We've got the 3 screws out. I tend to use this quite a bit. Not too keen on using a drill, just in case the drill slips and marks the material. That, I believe, is a T30. Quite useful bit of kit this, because it pretty much does almost everything. So next thing we need to do is to start removing the door panel. So got loads of these. I'm going to start working round. Well, that was easy. Not. But you can now see, but get our fingers behind it. It will make a noise like cracking, but what you've got to do is get a couple of these, place it underneath, and then just keep levering all the way across and just keep going backwards and forwards, and it will come out bit by bit until finally you hear a cracking sound. Well, that was easy. Not, but we're getting there. So come round to the side. You can now see we can get fingers behind it. So the last bit is when you've actually got it, so the only thing left holding it in is the top. Right, you can see you can sort of lever it all the way out. Just be careful as you remove, because there's going to be a connection there. If you're working on the driver's door, there'll also be another cable in this area, so you need to disconnect those two. Just take it out. So, popped it off the window. On this side there's just one cable, and you can see the wall plugs. Clips that were actually holding it on. To me, they remind me of wall plugs, and they actually fit into those yellow holes. You might find occasionally one breaks, snaps, whatever, so you might want to get some spares. Obviously there's quite a few of them. That is what you were popping out, and those little sort of plastic teeth are what were dripping into the holes. So that's what you could hear when it was cracking. Now that that's off, I can cover things in a little bit of detail. So what we've got, that's the speaker. Got 3 rivets that will need to be drilled out to take the speaker out. Got a plastic clip that goes into the top of the speaker. There is that, which on the passenger side is the only thing attaching to the door panel. That just pops out quite easily, and then we've got this, which is like a soft membrane layer. Looking at it, I'm quite surprised it's already torn. I've never had this panel off, so okay, but I'm going to take all of this off, clean it all out, put sound deadening material in, change that speaker, attach a new cable onto that cable, and then we'll go from there. Right, so now that all that's off, I've got, I'm not sure what it is, it's like a foam, very thin, got like packing foam, that's acting as some kind of moisture layer. That is a speaker clip. Now if you have a look at the wiring, one has got a black wire, black line. And the other one is orange. The black is your negative. Just have a look as well. I think that's probably as far as it goes to try to stop the panel rattling. If I put the camera in there, you can see there's quite a bit of depth into the back of the speaker. So if you want to put quite a deep speaker in there, there's quite a bit of room in there. And there we have it. So it's now out. That was the 3 pop rivets were in there. You need to make sure that you've got all the bits out from in there, which I haven't at the moment, so all that needs to be cleaned out. And then to actually do it, in the end, I went up the sizes until we got to a 4mm drill bit, so a 4mm steel bit. I started on, I think, a 3mm, started the drilling off with that, then went to a 4, and then finally was able to break off what was left using a sort of tap with a hammer and chisel. And that then gives us that hole. So that is to be connected onto the back of the speaker. That's probably a little bit of extension on the wiring, and then I need to clean all this off. Okay, so what I've done now is I've got like a rubber strip, rubberized butyl strip that, with a sticky back. I've now put that around the side of the speaker, and they're going to fit that into the door. So that should give some isolation between the speaker and the metal door. Okay, so that is what I'm going to have as the finished product. This is what I've done on the other side. Connected the cabling up. I drilled holes all around the opening. Marked them. They were marked with some permanent pen. You can still see the red marks. Drilled, self-tapping screws, rubber between the speaker and the metal door. And now it's time to put everything back together again. Now what I do is I'm just going to put on some music which is copyright free, just so you can get an idea that it is working, and also I want to make sure it's working, so okay, so everything is now back together. Right, so as I said from the start, the summary, you need to pop that off by getting your screwdriver in there. Get in there, pop that out. There's then 3 screws that you undo. Then work around the bottom, gradually prising off the door card. When you've worked all the way around the 3 sides, lift off at the top. It should go straight upwards, and then you'll have a cable on the passenger side, just one cable that you disconnect to make sure you reconnect that at the end. I'm taking out how that comes off. On the driver's side, you might have more than one cable. You probably also got the door mirrors. Okay, with the moisture barrier. So it's been a long day and it's quite hot in here now. Right, so get rid of the moisture. I've got rid of the moisture barrier. Cleaned it out. I put sound deadening insulation. I put the speaker on. I put a layer of rubber between the new speaker and the metal of the door. I put sound deadening in wherever I could sort of find. And I think we're now good to go to sort of just play. What I do need to do is that I think it's probably going to sound a little bit bright, because it's a bit more treble than there was there before, because that's a 3-way speaker, not what was originally like a bass mid-range speaker. So I need to sort of tailor the sound a little bit, and then play around with it and then sort of see how that's going to sound now. Okay. So this is now the right and left playing together. I'm not sure this is a YouTube copyright free track anyway, so it's an MP3 track. How well it was recorded, I don't know. How well you're picking it up, I don't know. But well, it sounds okay, because the left speaker used to sound harsh when it was the old stock speaker, compared with the right one, which had already changed. So I think that's going to do for today. Thank you for watching.